Welcome back to rTech. This is the F60 smartwatch. We're going to review this and find out how good it is and how good the features are. So the watch comes in this really compact packaging, has no name mentioned on it anywhere. It has a brand name called EGQINR, but this model is actually called the F60. Apart from the usual features, heart rate monitoring, sleep monitoring, changeable watch faces, it's also got a temperature measurement sensor on it, so that makes it unique. And that display size, 1.7-inch HD screen. So it should look really good when it's all lit up. So let's have a look at it inside the packaging. Okay, inside you can see some things already trying to fall off. So there's a TPU strap here on the right. You have to assemble that, of course, and you also have a charger cable there which is folded. So this is the TPU strap. It looks like it's easily replaceable because it's got this notch on it, and looks like a pretty long strap. So the charging cable, magnetic charging, of course. So this watch is actually IP68 rated. I'll leave links in the description below. And here's the watch. It actually is so light, it actually feels like a toy. I'm just trying to keep this secure. Oops. Okay, here it is. So the wallpaper, I initially thought the watch was actually on, but it's just a sticker. Here's the instruction booklet, and it's got the same wallpaper there as well. At the back, you have a lot of sensors on this one. It's got the blood pressure monitoring, temperature sensor, also got the heartbeat sensor as usual. And let's take off this nice little sticker. So that's the display you have there. And it really does look very nice. And it's got this gray finish, just one button on the right side. Let's quickly assemble the straps. So this is a replaceable strap. You can actually swap it for different colors based on the size of the strap you get. So this pin lets you take it off and put on different straps easily. Okay, initially it's a little difficult to get that pin going, but if you do it right, it should be a good. I think it shouldn't take more than maybe a couple of seconds for you to do this. Okay, that's it. The watch is actually assembled. So there's no sort of mention about what kind of glass they're using on this one. And that's the F60 smartwatch. Let's put it on. Okay, the watch is booted. You have to hold it down for about 3 or 4 seconds and it comes on. This is the default wallpaper which it comes with. And this is the first time I'm turning this thing on. The display looks okay, and it's got a lot of bezel around it, so it doesn't extend till the edges like some of the expensive Apple watches. And I'm just trying to see what I can do immediately. I'm just trying to see if there's any watch plate I can replace. And yeah, it's got about 5 or 6 of them by default inside here. I think just the purple one looks good. So this one's got 24/7 health monitoring. There's a nice app which I'll take you through towards the other part of the video. So it does have 24/7 health monitoring with SpO2 measurements, which is pretty much standard on all smartwatches these days. So yeah, and that sensor has 2-3 colors in it. I mean, this is something new again. I've seen it flash red, and it's actually flashing green as well. Temperature measurement, of course, we'll test that in a minute. It's got steps as usual, your calorie meter, and the amount of distance you're going to walk. And the heart rate monitor as usual. Again, that's the green light flashing there. You also have a blood pressure monitor and different sports modes. So this one's got about 24 of them, which could really make it nice for someone who's into sports. And sleep tracking. So another useful feature for those of you who have problems with sleep. Also got a weather report, but it doesn't actually work at the moment. Maybe you have to connect the app. And this body temperature measurement is something which I rarely found in some of the new watches. I think that's just slowly coming out, and this one's got it. And of course, this is waterproof, so it should be okay with rains and stuff. Not sure about taking it for a swim. Strap is pretty nice. It's actually quite a long strap, so those of you with larger wrists shouldn't have a problem. Yep. There's no anti-reflective coating on this one, so you can actually see the reflections pretty easily. From a build quality perspective, it's pretty nice. I initially thought there's a protective screen guard there, but there's nothing else there. So let me take off the sticker from the rear of the watch. There you go. And the magnetic points there for your charging is also there. So the manual, so it's a pretty nice color printed manual here, other than the paper manuals which you get with some of the watches. And unfortunately it doesn't have a lot of details because there's only 2 or 3 pages which have really useful information, and apart from that it's instructions in other languages, so not much of use there. And here is the magnetic charging cable. Again, if you buy the non-branded watches you get very short cables. This one's a little longer, so at least half a meter long, and those are the magnetic points. So let's see how well this snaps, and it really does it very easily. So there's a nice force there to this. So what do you think about the design? I mean, does this look like an Apple Watch to you? Maybe not, right? But it does look close enough. If you probably see it from distance, you're not going to recognize this as an unbranded watch. That's what I felt, but you can let me know in your comments below. The display is pretty good. It's pretty bright, and once you have it at full brightness, it kind of makes it, I mean, it's already at 75%, which is bright, but put it at 100% and you should see it glow really bright. Now that we have the watch, let's do some testing and let's see whether it actually works. So let's start with the blood oxygen, and it should have at least 95 and above, and it's showing 98. I hope this is right. What next? The temperature. So let's measure the temperature. I changed the settings here. I mean, in the app it was actually showing degrees, but I made it Fahrenheit. Seems to be working fine, and it is constantly changing a bit, so looks like it is functional. Okay, of course the steps, I mean, I haven't used it much. And then there's the heartbeat monitor as well. Seems to be working. Readings are fluctuating, so looks like it's working. Then there's the blood pressure monitoring, which has again become mainstream for most of these watches. And this one takes a bit of time, so I'm going to forward this. Okay. I'm pretty calm, so I'm guessing that's why it's a little low. Of course, you have the sports modes. The fitting of the watch is really nice. I like this strap. I mean, this TPU strap looks really durable, and the watch is not. The profile of the watch is not so thick, but it is present. I mean, there is some sort of weight to it. It's probably because of the battery. It's got a 200 milliamp battery, so it takes 2 hours to charge this, and will last you about 7 to 15 days depending on your usage. I've placed this watch next to another watch which I have, again a generic watch, and just to show you the display quality, and they're very similar. And in terms of the screen size, you get an idea of how big this watch is. So from the side, again, you can see the profile of the watches, and the other watch there has got a slightly bigger battery. It's got a rounded dial. It's a little more thicker than this one, and this one's not bad, I should say. You can see that there's a slightly bigger bump on the other watch. So wearability wise, it's actually decent. So getting the app installed is pretty simple. They've given 3 QR codes based on the application you have. You also can scan the manual, and this one's the iPhone version of it. It's called Glory Fit for some reason, and once you install it, you can just scan for the device and it'll find your watch easily. So F60 it says there. And the app seems to be designed pretty well because it kind of pulls out historical data from the server. It's not just connecting and working real time, so it does pull out data from the watch itself. And you can actually configure this by putting your details like your height, your weight, and other stuff. And depending on the gender you want to use, you can put everything here and set it up. So pretty user friendly. And this is the iPhone version as well. So here you can change the temperature grade from degrees to Fahrenheit. You can also change the metrics of measurement. Right now nothing is actually populated simply because it's not being used. And the sports mode's also got some good stuff. I mean, it looks like a good interface, honestly. And here's where you have the device settings, where you can put different things in. You can change the watch plates. There are quite a few of them here. And remember one thing, that whenever you put a custom dial from the app to your phone, it will take about 20 seconds or 25 seconds. And here, just finished adding a watch plate and it took about, I think, 25 seconds. So different watch plates there. You can even put a customized picture of your choice if you want one. So that's the delay I'm talking about. The synchronization takes some time from your phone to your watch. And you can also put a custom dial if you want one. So the app is very customizable. It lets you make your watch function exactly the way you want. So it'll let you measure your heartbeats or your blood pressure at regular intervals, and you can set it up over here. I don't want to go through this in a lot of detail because it's a self-learning UI. You will get used to it. Firmware updates mentioned clearly on the app, so no hidden menus to search for new firmware. It's right up here, and looks like this one's already running the latest version. So you can even see that there's a shake to take picture option. And you can also find your phone. You can adjust the display timeout settings even from here. And like I mentioned, it even tells you how often you want your tests to be taken on the watch. Very nice app. I really like the way this app is designed, and it's not one of those cheap knockoff apps. Another good thing that this app can do is connect with third-party services. Now, one of the most important things you can see here is that it can link to Apple Health, which means a lot of people use Apple Health software on their iPhones, and this connects to that. So all your data can get synced with your Apple Health, and this can work to give you a better output of how your health is actually progressing. Overall, a nice big watch. I like the display size. It's got good functions, a great app. I'll leave links in the description below. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the videos, more videos coming up. Thank you so much for watching rTech again. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.